The Fashion and Music of the 1920s by Ava Lindsay and Katie Smiley. The 1920s was a new era of music and fashion. Jazz became wildly popular, women had more rights, and new fashion trends were started. F. Scott Fitzgerald named the Roaring Twenties the Jazz Age. The 1920s was named the Jazz Age because of the new music. The Jazz Age was between World War I and the Great Depression. The music originated from New Orleans and spread all over the country. Jazz music helped ease racial tensions between different races. They called jazz music the New Orleans sound. Three of the main instruments they used was the clarinet, trombone, and cornet. Jazz music has lived on today. Some popular people who played jazz were Edward Kid O'Rye, Louis Armstrong, Paul Whitman, and Duke Ellington. Jazz brought many new dance steps and styles along with the music. Some of the new dances included the Charleston, Black Bottom, Tango, the Shimmy, and the Trot. The top 5 jazz songs from the 1920s were The West End Blues by Louis Armstrong, Downhearted Blues by Bessie Smith, Blue Yodel by Jimmie Rodgers,
Standing on the corner,
Stardust by Hoagy Carmichael,
sometimes I wonder why I spend.
Ain't Misbehavin' by Fats Waller.
I'm thinking of a misbehaving, saving my love for you.
The 19th Amendment to the Constitution was women's right to vote. The amendment was passed by Congress on June 4, 1919. It took decades for women to achieve this right. In the 1800s, women petitioned and picketed to win the right. This amendment helped change America for the better. Many women became more independent, such as smoking in public, holding a man's hand without gloves, and drinking in public. Along with the jazz era came the flappers. Flappers are women that had their hair short and their skirts shorter. After the flappers appeared in society, there was a boom in the cosmetic industry. Flappers had steady jobs during the day, but by nightfall they were a huge part of the city's nightlife. They had a carefree attitude and just wanted to have fun. Flappers also wanted to get rid of the double standard between men and women. Fashion was also a big part of the 1920s. The 1920s brought new styles of hats, shoes, stockings, handbags, dresses, and jewelry. Before the 1920s new fashion rolled around, women used to wear more conservative clothing, such as long dresses with lots of layers and material. If the dress was even to your ankle, it was considered racy. All the dresses had a very pronounced waistline, and corsets were very big. But when 1920s hit, dresses became much shorter and made with a lot less material and no waistline. If it did not have a waistline, it was called a swing dress. Now, in the 1920s, dresses popped with colors and patterns instead of the boring old colorless dresses in the 1800s. Although men's fashion did not change much, many men began wearing bow ties and having a crease down the front of their pants.